truck driver. Should you become a truck driver? Well, Greensboro, we're in a great location, so there are going to be many options. For a lot of you, one of the options will not be to drive local. So that's the first thing you need to understand as a new truck driver, is that you're going to likely be going away from home for a few weeks at a time, anywhere from 1 to 4 or 5 weeks. It depends on what trucking company you choose. Like I said, all of these different companies operate differently. Luckily in Greensboro, we are in a great area. A lot of companies are here. Of course, we got major highways coming through, 85, 40, you got 220, you got 421. So we go in so many different directions, and the economy is growing here. It's just a great location, so there are a lot of companies here, manufacturers and distribution nearby. So a lot of trucking companies are here as well because of that. And, you know, just because of how things are, location and all that, there's many different types of driving jobs at the trucking companies. From local to regional to dedicated to over the road. And the thing is, as a new driver, a lot of them don't want you to drive local until you get experience. And once you get experience, you have more options. So you need to be prepared, or first make sure that you can get a local job if you got a wife and kids. But otherwise, you need to be prepared to go over the road. That's the ideal candidate, someone who wants to go out over the road. As a new driver, you're probably going to make the most money over the road. If you're able to get something local, you know, you have to see what the rate is and do a comparison. Some people think by becoming a truck driver, you don't have to talk or interact with anyone. That's not true. You still need to be able to get along with people. If you have long trips over the road, yeah, you know, on the second and third day of that trip, you know, you don't have to deal with someone like that. It's not like being it's really not like being at fast food, and it's not like being in a warehouse. It's not like anything else that I can think of right now. Whereas you have to deal with someone all the time, or have a boss over your head micromanaging. But there is someone at the office. You got to deal with your dispatcher, and you need to be able to get along with the dispatcher. So you do have to be able to get along with people, interact with people, and you need to be able to get along with the shipper and receiver, and not go there causing drama, causing trouble. You got to have a certain type of attitude. No one wants you around cursing and talking dirty and all kind of stuff. In most cases, I mean, you know, if somebody else doing it, and that's the way, that's part of your personality, then hey, that's on you. But you don't want to be going somewhere and that's your first impression, because when you're out here on the road, you represent the trucking company that you drive for. You know, in addition to representing yourself, you also represent the face of that trucking company. A lot of times, especially if it's a brokered load, then you are the first experience for that customer with the trucking company that you're going to be driving for. So, you know, you got to keep that in mind. So you got to have a good attitude. You got to have a good work ethic. You got, like I said, you got to be able to deal with people. Communication is an important aspect of the job. If the dispatcher can't get in touch with you, you don't return phone calls, you don't answer the phone, he's not going to know when you are empty. You won't be able to dispatch on another load. He won't be able to give you the information to pick up the load. You know, you end up waiting around, wasting time because the communication is not right. Or maybe you need to get home. This dispatcher can't read your mind, and he's a human being, so you will need to let him know weeks in advance, and then remind him as you come up on that date. Don't just assume that they know that you want to go home. You got to let them know. And then if you let them know very early on, then, you know, not a computer, not a machine. People forget. So it's best just to remind. Be proactive, you know, remind them. Don't forget, I'm gonna need to be home next weekend. So those are some things that you need to be aware of. Communication is important. Being able to get along with other people is important. And another thing that is important is having a good work ethic. Like I said, for me, I get to places that I need to be early. If it's a 1,500-mile trip, you got 3 days to make it. Or let's say if it's a 1,000-mile trip and you got 3 days to make it, then some drivers will goof off the first day since it's not a lot of miles, plenty of time to get there, and then try to get there the last 2 days. And for me, that's a bad philosophy, because if something happens, you don't wait till the last minute. If something happens, now that's it. You're not gonna make it on time. But if you go ahead and get out there, run as long as you can the first day legally, and then the second day, get on out there near the destination. For me, I try to deliver the load early, because then I can go ahead on the next load and you get more money. That's another load. But if there's somewhere you want to stop along the way, this is the way I do it. Because when we talk about the opportunity to travel the country, and some people say you don't get a chance to visit, blah, 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 you can't stop, you're driving. And that's true. This is not a vacation, it's a job. But you do have time sometimes to stop. But you don't stop on the front end of a trip. You wait until you are going through that place on the tail end of a trip. So like if I'm going from here to Houston or just past Houston, maybe I always wanted to chill in Houston. Well, if I got 3 days to go out there, then, and you don't really want that all the time, but sometimes it'll happen. If I got 3 days to go somewhere and it only takes 2, then I'm going to stop somewhere near the end, near the receiver, not on this end. I'm going to get on out there, you see? And then if it's somewhere, say I wanted to stop Atlanta, well, that's just down the street. I mean, in this case, we stay in Greensboro. You've probably been to Atlanta, but I'm just saying, using this as an example. Or maybe I haven't ever been to Atlanta and I always wanted to go and I got to go through Atlanta. You're going to go through Atlanta all the time. But wait until you're on your way back to Greensboro with an extra day on the trip or extra time on the trip to stop in Atlanta then. And you say, well, what do you do? Well, you stop at the truck stop, and I guess if you got people down there, whatever, you park the truck at the truck stop, and they can come pick you up. And then you can spend some time in Atlanta. But you see, so your work ethic. And then you got to be dependable. You got to be a responsible person. Some people blow off their appointment times. They don't take it seriously. They think because they run the truck, then they're in control and people got to wait on them because they got the keys, they got the product, they got the truck. It doesn't work like that. You and the dispatcher operate as a machine. You operate as a team. You operate together. It takes both of you to make the company successful, keep the profits rolling so that there is a job to go to. Because think about it. If you blow off appointment times, say you got a company, small company, like the one I'm working for is a small company. So you got a small company. All the drivers are not dependable. They don't care about what time they show up to places. You know, they think they run there. In their mind, they run there. Well, that company is not going to be able to get direct contracts and keep them, because the companies that they serve, the shippers and receivers, why is a company going to order a truck to haul off their goods and have no idea what time the truck going to show up? You tell the trucking company, I need a truck at 9 o'clock because these goods need to go out and get to where they're going on a certain day. The truck shows up at 12. Every time you order a truck from this company, it shows up at 2 hours, 3 hours late, or even a half an hour late. That company, you see what I mean? That trucking company is not going to be able to haul for that company long. So if you got all your drivers like that, you're not going going to end up brokering all your freight. And then the broker going to stop dealing with you because he tired of making excuses to the different people he trying to get the trucks at. But you see what I'm saying? So work ethic is important. Attitude is important. So if you got poor work ethic and you're not willing to improve as a person, then it's not going to work out for you. I mean, you can drive, but you want to be limited in how far you can go with your career. Because what happens is that spills over into other things. You know, speed limit. You gotta think about it. This is just, you drive for a living, and you'll hear some people bragging about going or getting a ticket. Actually, the other day I was in a truck stop. The guy bragging about getting a ticket for going 85 in a 75 zone. Speed limit already 75. He going 85. Well, he got the ticket for 85. He was bragging because he claimed he was going 100. Old owner-operator truck. He was driving an owner-operator truck. Which another thing, truck is live, but to even think that that's something cute to be bragging about, I mean, you look stupid. Saying you was driving 100 miles an hour, you got a ticket for going 85 and a 75. But if you're going to get a lot of tickets and logbook violations, then your CSA score is going to be terrible, and you're going to be, that's another one of the reasons that drivers end up miserable, is because they're working for a company, the company don't treat them well, and they can't go anywhere, because that's the only place they can get a job because their record is so bad. Well, you see what I mean? That's how come you got to have a good attitude and good work ethic, because really that comes from a certain mindset and a certain attitude, and that attitude is expressed in the way that you drive, the way that you handle your job, the way you deal with other people, the way you make decisions, you know. So if you're somebody who speeds all the time, start on driving, don't fill out the logbook, get these violations, you're not going to be an asset for the company. You're not going to have a successful career, because it's only a matter of time now, because things are getting tighter and tighter and more regulations. So you're going to be weeded out. Those type of drivers are going to be weeded out, and eventually some of the more shady trucking companies are going to be weeded out, which is the ones that don't treat drivers well, because it's going to come to a point where, just like trucking companies want quality drivers, there'll be people like me who create systems in which drivers can rate trucking companies, and those trucking companies drivers are not going to go to. And I know everybody thinks that autonomous truck is going to take over, but I don't believe so. There's always going to be good drivers needed. Always going to be good drivers needed. Keyword being good. That's why I said, take care of your record, you're going to have a job if you want a job. So there you go. Now, even though you might be someone who is willing to be gone and be over the road, be good, if you're in a relationship, you got to take that into account. Your significant other has to be the type of person who can also deal with you being gone and being away. So that person needs to be self-reliant and not easily influenced, especially talking about a woman at home. Well, it goes both ways. Dude's just as bad. So if you can't get in touch, if the person can't get in touch with you while you're over the road until you get your experience in, so you can go local if that's what you want to do, or go regional. But while you're over the road, they can't get in touch with you, and they're going to have a fit, and they're going to be stressing you out all the time, then it's not going to work, because you're just going to end up miserable. Both of y'all going to be miserable. The relationship going to suffer. And you can't have a successful trucking job like that. So we're going to go on over here, pick up the load. It's going down to Texas. What was I saying? Yeah, you have to make sure your significant other can handle it. Now, I always tell people, before you make the final decision, especially if you're not sure, that you pretend as if you're going from the house for a couple of weeks. Don't let the other person that's going to be there at the house handle everything, handle all the business. Pretend just like you are not there, and that'll give you a good idea. You know, that could be an eye opener. Might be some things that wasn't thought of that will be encountered, and then of course you can deal with it while you're there. If you find out that the person can't handle it, and then you'll be prepared for when you're actually going on the road. Well, you know whether or not, you know the adjustments that need to be made and everything, so that y'all are ready for that adventure. And then the other thing I always suggest is, if possible, once you get the trucking job, and you can, when you're choosing a company, when you're choosing a company, then you want to find out the rider policy if you do want to eventually take your significant other with you on the road. Some companies allow people to come and some companies don't. So like I said, all the different companies, they operate differently. But yeah, I always suggest people who have a significant other to take that person out on the road with them for at least a few weeks. And that helps them to understand things a lot better. Like when you try to explain something to them, like why you can't get home, or when the load fell through, like, what do you mean load fell through? They told you was gonna have this load, blah blah blah. Well, you know, people that's never been out here, they might not get it like that. Come on through, man. Clean the room. So if they come out on the road for a few weeks at a time, they have an opportunity to experience some of this stuff, and they'll see where you know. As soon as you say this happened, that happened, they've done it already. Come here, they know exactly what you're talking about, and that's a comforting feeling for the significant other. And again, well, let me just put this out there. Now, if you're someone who has a strained relationship already, trucking obviously is going to be a problem. Like I said, there'll be situations where electronic logs, I'm changing my status on my logs, it's a little slow. It takes a while to register clicks. So at this place, you weigh in before you go on the scale. And then you weigh out. Good thing about this place, though, you get what they call is the axle weight, which means trucking, you only allowed 12,000 pounds on your steers, 34,000 on your drives and your trailer axle. That's the max. And so a lot of times when you go to places where you got to weigh, they'll give you the total weight. Oh, and you only allowed 80,000 for total weight. See, right now I'm at 32,880. 32,880. I really wish I had a lot of fuel in here. I'm less than a quarter of a tank, which means when I get fuel, you know, when I get weighed out, I'm gonna see what my weight is, but when I get fuel, it's gonna be a lot different. So a lot of times if you come out here, a lot of times, see, the reason I couldn't fill up is because I brung so much weight in on the last load that it would have gave me a problem scaling. So I came up here all the way from Texas, just putting a little bit of fuel in at a time. I'm gonna open the doors. The reason I'm opening the doors here out the way is, well, is so I'll be sure to be out the way. They actually have a lot of space here, but I want you to be in that frame of mind for the simple fact that some places are real busy. If you look at some of my other videos, some places are real busy, got a lot of traffic, and have limited room. And so, if you don't think that way, it doesn't really come to mind. You just, again, this goes back to your attitude and everything, man. The way that you think, way that you look at things. And you know, that wouldn't really be no big deal on the surface level, but again, every little thing counts. And so anyway, you know, so I give you an example. So you got a person with a me attitude, and notice I got enough room to pull straight up from this dock. And this is a little different than what they tell you in trucking school. I like to practice. See, I didn't pull up far enough. Now you see why I like to practice. So this is actually this load didn't originally pick up until tomorrow. And I'm like, well, I mean, I'm gonna see, can I pick it up today? And it's like, okay. So by me picking it up today, now I can take off today. I'm at the house, but I can take off today and head on out there, or I could just pick it up today, and then tomorrow, then I start off driving without having to come and pick up this load. You see what I mean? And I'm probably gonna take off today. Now this can't be delivered early. That's the only excuse me. That's the only bad thing about this load is it can't. What's going on? Is it can't be delivered early. It can't be delivered early. So it delivers on Friday morning, 8 o'clock. How about that? That's better. So the thing about this place is they get you in and out quick. And on this load, I could pick up early. It didn't really pick up until tomorrow. But since I got it early, now I could just start off tomorrow driving. The only thing is that they won't take it early down there in Horton, Texas. So the benefit of picking it up early is that I can beat the traffic. Because on this particular run, if you might mess around, especially I got to get fuel too. Then say if I had to get fuel and I was going straight to Wharton. What time is it? Oh yeah, see. Well, I would hit the traffic in Atlanta if I left now, or as soon as I got loaded. So I probably load this up, go to the house for a little. Well, I got to go to the house because I left my dog. Go to the house, take care of a little business, then come back out and go down the road a little bit. So that's the benefit of leaving early on this one. But if you over the road, then a lot of times you can, if it's a different customer, then you can deliver early. And by delivering early, then you get on to the next load instead of sitting around, which means you end up with more money when your paycheck comes. But where was I? Yeah, make sure your significant other is compatible for the trucking lifestyle. What else can I tell you? We're talking about, should you become a trucker, right? Money, something you need to be aware of. Some people will get into it, especially with the advertisements now, thinking you're going to start off at $45,000, at $50,000, and it's possible to get $40,000 when you come out here. It might be possible to get $45,000, but it is not as common as it seems. Like, it depends on, for one thing, it depends on how you get started, and we're going to talk about that in getting your CDLs. But if you come in one way, then let's put it this way, the salary of a truck driver can be from $25,000 to $45,000 the first year. That's it. That's $20,000 difference. What makes the difference a lot is how you come in, the method you get your CDLs and come in, the company you go with, and how you run. Like I just told you, a difference in thinking. So whether you sit on loads or try to get to where you can go, and your ability to talk to people on the other end plays a role as well, because like some companies you deliver early, it's probably it might be up to that shipping clerk or whatever, the person running the warehouse, whoever, to decide on whether to take you or not. Well, if you got this attitude, hey, I got a load for you, I'm gonna be there in 5 minutes. What's your load number? Something. You're not scheduled till tomorrow. Well, I ain't worried about when it's scheduled. I'm going to be there in 5 minutes, something. Hey, that's the wrong attitude, man. That's the wrong attitude. That dude tell you, no, you're not coming in here unless I want you to come in here. Because it could be policy not to take loads early. So it's up to him, completely up to him. That's what I'm saying in some places. So to have that type of attitude, you're going to keep running into brick walls because ain't nobody trying to deal or let you feel like you running them having that attitude. You see what I'm saying? On the other hand, I know most of y'all ain't like that, but there are people like that. So I'm just saying, don't think that you can just come out here and act like that because of it's truck driving and you don't deal with people that often. That's gonna fly and you're gonna be happy in the job, So what else? What else, man? Basically, if y'all got questions, comment, ask questions, and I'll appreciate it if you like, subscribe, so you get the so I'll know that you want to see the next video. And no, it ain't loaded that quick. Yep, loaded. Ready. All right, thank you, man. Told you. Quick over here. I like that. Like that.